What's going on YouTube? This is going to be a Mama Mayra hard campaign. I guess it's more of a walkthrough or guide than anything. We're going to continue to utilize Forsaken throughout all of these, as I think Forsaken's probably the most consistent thing for new players. Oh, I'm going to have to restart.
Welcome to Nova.
I'm just going to edit this out. Oh well. Wrecked myself. Cut! I don't think dash restart lets you select. But yeah, so we're going to use Forsaken here, as it's probably the most utilizable and easy to use and push, etc. out of all the legions. Not Nomad, Forsaken. Same thing as the last time. We're going to drop the Nightmare. We're just going to try to basically sustain and outpush. We're going to send probably just a snail here. Oh, I need to actually ready up, my bad. Okay, Pyro. What we're going to do is we're going to push 5 workers pretty easily here. We're not going to I'm not going to send next. I don't think we send on 2. I think we try to go for something like a Dino or a Hermit on 4, excuse me. And try to do what we always say and how to punish a Pyro start. What we'll try to do is we'll try to go on 4, and then we'll just go for like a long save into 7 or 8 if we have to. We should be able to kill him pretty quickly if we just long save. AoE is bad on 7, 8. Who would have thought? 7, 8, and 10. Especially because most AoE is magical damage. I don't know if this bot does get, this campaign, if she gets, don't know if she gets the masks or not. But yeah, we should be good to go. I think she starts with 4 workers off the bat, so she should be up to like 6 workers here, potentially. Trying to keep up with her, you know, in that sense. But I will just double Gargoyle here. And we just do the same thing as last time. Drop a single unit in the split. And should be good to go. Even if she sends us a 40 or 60 here, again, we don't leak enough to really make it a big difference. So we just keep running with what we got. Same strategy. If she doesn't send here, we go for something like a Gargoyle upgraded next. And then we go for 40. Okay, we should be able to push here at least 1 or 2. Just a Pyro so far. I don't think we'll get enough time to send her anything too crazy. So I might honestly just save here. Though we can go for a Brute. Brute can also be a decent option. Okay, we're going to shift this. It's obviously sketchy. We're just going to drop another Gargoyle on the split. Makes it a little bit less sketchy. We're going to see what they build. What he builds here is actually super important in how we're going to be able to utilize things going forward. Another, okay, a flower. So I just go 7. No fucks given, just going straight 7 now. 7 or 8 even. One of the 2. It doesn't pay for us to send any earlier. Maybe wave 6 we can get them. But I'd rather just go for like the hard save and kill him. And in this situation. If they resend here, we go 3 workers probably. And then what we can do for 7 is we'll just upgrade a Green Devil on the Gargoyle on the right, I think. Depends on realistically what we get for sends, what we get for value. 80 send, we're pushing 3 off of, no problem. This should be a pretty easy hold for us. No build. I'm just going to shift. I just don't think it makes sense for us to send next. Probably one of our weaker send waves. I just don't think it makes sense for us to send. Our Nightmare staying alive, barely. But barely alive is more than dead, so that's fine by me. We'll see what they get here. We do go 3 workers off that. We're very under now next, but that's fine. What I might end up doing is going double Nightmare instead of going Green Devil upgraded. This is getting a little sketchy, right? Like, we're saving a lot, but pushing a lot too. It's not the most efficient way to play this, right? I think I could have just honestly outscale Mama. But I think the play is to try to hit him hard on a wave that AoE is bad, and if we can just continue to shift hard, it doesn't really matter. They go Yozora here, so I'm glad we don't send a Hermit. It just would have made us not leaker. What we can do now, though, is we're not pushing off this 40. We should hold, but we'll see. This actually might be a pretty bad leak. We only can, I think, sustain when there's 3 of them. When there's 4, I think we lose the DPS to healing battle. But that's also not a terrible thing for us, right? If we just leak like 2. Yeah, that's fine. We get pro leak there for the sole reason that we can now get like a safety mole out. And I really see safety mole being the play here. They've got nothing on us so far. Safety mole makes it so that nearly everything deals no damage. We could have went like Hermit and then maybe like a Lizard, but I think Safety Mole is probably our play. We'll go like Lizard after income, or see what we end up with. We'll go another, I think another Nightmare here. I could go Green Devil, upgraded a Garg into Green Devil, but I think the extra damage and the healing potential of Nightmare right now makes it a little stronger. We're at 670, so it's not like we're actually that terrible of value here. It's more or less that the extra workers on Mayra, excuse me, makes it a little tough to stay on value, right? And I don't think that was a full send last, obviously. We'll see what we can do here. This Brute not getting sniped does make our chances of holding a lot less, but we are getting some decent aggro at least. But I think this is still a leak. Green Devil might have been the play. Just not enough tank line, it looks like. What did they end up building? Just double Pyro? Yeah, that's maybe too much. We only leak 41. That's not too big of a deal. Still a decent leak out of them. We're not going to push off that. I want to make sure I'm strong next. I'm going to go Green Devil. Green Devil upgraded. And then I'm probably going to shift for a upgraded Nightmare. And then we probably just go Big 10. Big 10 looks to be our play. We're playing a risky game right now. Risky game. So if I upgrade this, what does it leave me with? 369. So we're only going to be 200. Or we're going to be, excuse me, 20 over. Getting the Nightmare upgraded. That should be fine. We're just going to drop another unit in the split. It still makes us have enough. I think we go 10 still. If this doesn't work, we'll just restart and we'll just go full income. But I think this will be fine. Okay. With this big send, I think we push 2 and we just upgrade the head chef next instead. I think it's just going to be a more consistent play. If I can call it that, consistent. Depends if we can get enough of these guys to sustain a single Nightmare, and it looks like we'll leak small again. It's always tough to tell with 8 because it attacks so quickly, and you kind of have to just hope. Alright, we hold. Sweet. Another Yozora. Okay. So for 10, we really need to just get through the Yozoras. That's about the only thing that's really problematic. It's really the only thing that's problematic. Question from chat. Do you ever upgrade the minions on the split? Traditionally, no. I don't upgrade minions on split, but there's times that it becomes usable, helpful, it can assist you. It just depends really heavily on what your build looks like, right? It's all subjective. This game's very, very subjective. Head chef here makes us strong next. The resend here is nice. We'll push 2 workers. I'm gonna reroll, see what we get. Kind of crap, to be honest. But maybe I take Golden Buckler over Gate Guard, but I don't even think I do that. In this situation, like a Ghost Knight would, I think, be kind of nice. Depends on how long this wave takes, if we can get it in income or not. If not Ghost Knight, I might just do Mimic. Mimic's always a decent option against what he's got. Mimic, and then let's go after income, probably Hermit. We're going to drop a single Gate Guard here, and then what we'll do is I'm going to drop this and go Dark Mage. The Gate Guard, just because it adds some more, you know, tankiness, right? We're going to go Hermit because I want to try to keep the Mimic alive as long as physically possible, and the Hermit should help just give it some extra oomph. And then we'll go after income Lizard. I don't think we get it in time, though. I probably just don't send then anything else because I don't want the Mimic to get aggroed. Arc Tear here. That'll be rough, but I think we can still leak him with the Mimic. The Mimic does quite a bit of damage to the wave, to the Arc Tear. But the Mimic's targeting the flower instead, which is about the worst possible thing for it to target. I think we still leak him pretty good, though. Yeah, Mimic was able to do enough. I think in general, Ghost Knight probably would have been better overall, but it works. Ooh, we barely hold. Dang. That was closer than I thought it was going to be. The Gargoyle and the Bone Warrior doing work back in the backlines, I guess. And the nice thing about the Mimic, too, is the Mimic sits here and does damage, and the King won't target it, because it does less damage per second than the Send, right? I'm going to Send here. Try to get a leak out of my guy. If I can get a leak out of my guy, we're sitting real nice. I already took too long for overwork, but we're going to just do probably Dark Ritual here. Upgrade 1, get another unit, drop another Dark Mage. And it looks like 16 probably next for our kill. Right. I think realistically, with Mama Mayra, we might have been better off just going income until like 7 or 8, and then going a hard kill on 10. But this worked out still. A good question from chat, is it ever worth it to upgrade the Skellies to the Archer? I think in certain situations, yes, like early game they're pretty fine, but with my current build, the Archer is just not my unit that I'm going to utilize. But yeah. This is a good question from Gukas. Is Hermit on 10 even that great? 14 plus health per second isn't something to scoff at, I would say, but I don't think it's going to change a whole lot, right? That 14 health a second doesn't change a whole lot, but what it really does do is there's a lot of time where he's not really dealing a whole lot of damage to the boss because of the build, right? Bad damage dealers against boss in general in the backline. The frontline DPS in the Arc Terror was mostly the damage, so once that was killed, the Hermit was able to just sit there and kind of float health up on the boss, which gave us a little bit more damage into the wave, right? So I'm going to push pretty hard off this. I think we pushed 7 off the 260. And we got double dark maged, full double healing. Now, you could have maybe made the argument that the Hermit would have been better off being like 2 lizards, which I could see that being accurate. It's kind of one of those things that I was kind of throwing it at the wind and seeing if it would work. And it did. So, you know, it's one of those deals we just make it work. No, correct, Kuro. Yeah, it's much better to have more units when you do auras. The benefit's greater. But in that situation, I think the aura gave us enough benefit that we were able to almost kill the enemy, right? Now, maybe with a slightly different sound, we could have killed the enemy either way. But it also kept my Mimic alive as well, which, you know, makes it 21 a second versus just 14. End of the day, it's all subjective. Sending is all subjective. I also didn't have enough for anything I would have liked more. If I could have got like a Centaur there, or even a 4 Eyes, I think I would have been better off. But I didn't have enough. So at the end of the day, you just kind of make do with what you get. Like this. I actually really need to get the kill here, otherwise I might lose. Simple as that. A good way I'd recommend to try things out is go into a sandbox mode yourself and just test it. You know, check out with what he had. If I would have sent XYZ, would it have leaked more or less? It's kind of as simple as that. Sometimes just gotta check. Sends are all subjective. What I was recommending for a send might not be the best, and what, you know, might have been better to do XYZ versus ABC. Who knows? Tough to say unless you try it. In this situation, I think a mole would have been maybe better than a hermit for me. He's got a lot of pyros. I think mole would have been better. Mole, hermit, and take out the pack leader. And I think I leaked them more. We might die here now because of that. Bad send by me. If you're being... So another question from chat around the Wave 10 send. If you're going to send anything aura-wise on 10, Safety Mole is probably the most beneficial because it still affects everyone else just the same. It just might be different for you. So I think really what I'm doing here is I need to go 17. I need to go 17. That's if I don't die here. Yeah, but Pyro's AoE is ranged, yes. So sending things that keep him out of range of the wave is beneficial. But 14's a melee wave, so it really wouldn't have helped me to do anything too much different there. I do have a Hades here, so I don't die. That's the positive. I don't die. Hades with some king ups, I'm fine. I might have been better off going 15 here, honestly. Because I think Mayra just dies to a no-send. Or just a fiend. Okay. Well, that tells you all you need to know about AoE. Dying to no-send basically on 15. 1900. It's gonna take 3 shots to kill it. That's all it took. That game wasn't my best, but you can still see the power of Forsaken, right? I was able to sustain a lot with very little. I think my send on 7 would have been better if I would have went Hermit instead. I think Hermit. I think I get more value out of this. And they would have taken more damage. Hermit just heals the wave, right? And I really don't need Mole that bad. There wasn't much that really did a whole lot Mole-wise. Obviously, AoE dies to Mole, but Hermit would have been more beneficial, I think. Hermit with double Snail. Double Lizard, excuse me. This send here on 10, I think, is fine. You can make the argument that you would have wanted to do something other than Hermit. But Hermit kept that that Mimic alive. If you watch back, the Mimic gets pretty close to dying. The Mimic might have died without that healing. Let's see here. I think I could have went 13 instead. But that would have been really tough. 13 with a 4 eyes might have been enough. 14 just wasn't the play. 15 they died though, so whatever. With Mama Mayra, you just need to either commit to income sending or try to go hard on certain waves. I think they'll probably go Pyro into Flower almost every time. So if you can, don't push nearly as hard as I did and maybe stay 4 worker, 5 worker instead of going 6. And you might be able to hold a little bit better on some of these waves. I think a Green Devil on 7 would have been more beneficial than a second Nightmare. But that's also one of those things. It depends on aggro, right? If that Brute dies early with this build, we are fine. With Brute surviving late, we weren't able to hold. Then maybe instead of going 7, we go 8 against this build. I think 8 might have been more beneficial. If we would have went 8 with a Mole Hermit, we probably would have leaked him a lot harder. The downside is we already leaked on 7. We probably leaked more than on 7 instead. 10's the play against this build. 11 could have also been made as an option too. If you had like all out assault, I'd definitely go 11. And then 13, I think maybe over 14. But 15's another good one. So maybe I'd go 8, 11, 13, or 8, 10, or 7, 10, 13, 15, somewhere along there. All waves that AoE's weak. But that's kind of it. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, check out my other videos. Catch you later. Peace.